We've got my man Jaquan here. Jaquan's moving down here to Pinellas County, Florida to live, but he's going to be personal training. He personal trained for how long now, Quan? Were you training up there?
7 years.
7 years. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. So 7 years experience. He's moving down. Dad and brother live down here, correct?
Oh yeah, my dad lives in Sarasota and my brother lives in St. Petersburg.
Very nice, very nice. So he's going to come down here. We're going to be sharing a facility together. We're going to bring him on here on For the Lions, the Iron Kingdom, where we interview entrepreneurs, we interview fitness influencers, we interview strength and conditioning coaches, anybody that has anything to do with the fitness realm or entrepreneur realm. We like to bring them in, let them talk about their experience, what they could offer to the next generation or people in the up and coming employees for our field, and give them some advice and give them some insight. And so what we're going to do today is we're just going to get to know him a little bit better. We're going to get to know where he came from, what he did. He's a professional athlete, ex-professional athlete. From what I've seen and talked to him, he's a great personal trainer. So we're going to just kind of get to know him, let him talk about his philosophy with everything, and then we're going to let you know how to get a hold of him to train with him. So Quan, go ahead and just give us a little bit of background, brother. Tell us who you are, where you come from, and then just kind of walk us through where you started to where you are now.
Okay. Well, my name is Jaquan Brown, 28 years of age, from a small city called Brunswick, Georgia. I literally just moved here to Largo, Florida, which is right outside of Clearwater, a few weeks ago.
Tampa, St. Pete area. Tampa, St. Pete.
Let's say
Everybody always,
Tampa Bay, Pinellas County. We'll say that.
yeah. Everybody's like, you're in Tampa. I'm like, well, not really,
Not
but I
quite.
mean,
Yeah, we're
if
across
that's
the bridge.
your closest reference, yeah, because everybody from where I'm at, brother, like, you go down to Miami and see Sid. I'm like, that's 5 fucking hours away. I don't go down there that much.
Yeah.
Hell no. It's a distance. They think Florida, everything's like right by each other.
Nah, it's not that close. So it's actually a big state. So yeah, I've been training 7 years. I actually started training when I was 21. And for those that don't know, I actually used to I hated training. Like, I couldn't stand it. Mainly because I played basketball. I played 2 years professionally over in Germany. And I wanted to be recognized as a basketball player, not as a personal trainer, not as a fitness guy. Now, I remember I'd be in my hometown, grocery store, gas station, and people would go, man, how much would you charge me for you to train me or whatever? That's what I would get asked. And I'd be like, man, I'm not a trainer. Like, go to such and such. They'll help.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how that one thing that I was running from ended up becoming my life now. Passion for fitness. I just never liked the personal training side of it. Graduated high school 2014. I went to Glenn Academy. Played 1 year of high school. Only played 1 year of high school basketball. Played a little bit of football, but I didn't really love it as much. So I stopped playing and really put all my attention on basketball. So for those that don't know, I never played college. I never even went to college.
Oh, wow. Okay.
College.
Very
When
nice.
when I was 19, it was a friend of the family. He had some professional basketball connects, and that's kind of how I got put on. But I didn't play my first year professionally until 2018. 2018 I played, 2019 I played, but I actually ended up getting injured. Injured my hip, and I was sidelined for like 4.5 months. Couldn't walk,
What
couldn't
did
run.
you hit, buddy?
It was like a small hip impingement.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hip impingement. I got someone set a illegal screen. It was a legal screen, kind of knocked my hip out. So sidelined 4 months, tried to hit the ground running, training and rehabbing, and then COVID hit. So and then once COVID hit, I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but once COVID hit, there were some rules and regulations that you had to abide by to play abroad that I was against. I was against the rules. So I stopped playing, and that's when like I said, I always had a passion for fitness, but then I started to look at it from a personal training standpoint where, you helping somebody lose weight or build muscle or whatever their fitness goals are, and then you seeing the excitement that they get, and that makes you feel good. So
Yeah.
I fell in love with that, man. So that's why I'm at with it now.
Well, that's one of the big things I tell people is like, mine's a little bit different. Where I'm from a small town in Missouri, so like it's like Texas
What's the
football-ish, like in
population?
5th grade. It's like, see, Sam makes fun of me. My wife makes fun of me because I ask people what's the population. She's like, who the fuck knows that? I'm like, I'm from a small town, so that makes a difference. I'm like, we talking like 500 people? We talking like 5,000? We talking 10,000? Maryville, I think is like 10, 12,000.
See, we're like 14.
Yeah. So you're in Maryville. So
Uh,
I tell people, I'm like, that's why we ask, because we
Yeah.
like, are you You Kansas City, Atlanta? Like, what are we talking here? You're like,
Yeah, right.
but Sam's never, she's from Jersey, so
Okay.
she's never heard of that and shit. But you were saying going into, we had a conversation earlier, you're saying one of the things about being from a small town like we are. And I tell everybody, it's like, if I would have stayed up in Missouri, we would have owned a gym by this point, stuff like that. Zoning and shit like that in Missouri is way different. Getting a pop-up building, it's
Yeah.
not as expensive, cost of living up there. But your experience when you came back, you said it was pretty easy because you played professionally and you went into the fitness world. People were already asking you. That's one of the things is I went into grad school. I played college football. So people would ask me, like I said, we started at 12 years old. We're Maryville. So I enjoyed working out from a young age. If you didn't work out, they wouldn't let you play in high school. So then I never quit. So since 12 years old, I'm 37. So since 12 years old, fifth grade range, until now, I've never quit working out because I played college football. After I went to grad school, I ran the fitness center and I helped coach Northwest Missouri State with linebackers. So I still continue to work out. And then I went into personal training. So I continued to work out. Then I got into bodybuilding on top of that and continued to work out. And so that's where I tell people, like, sometimes like yourself, that you could be a late person to it. For me,
Yeah.
I just always knew, like, I wanted to coach, and then I was like, it didn't work out. So the next thing I love is strength and conditioning, but I don't really want to move around with that lifestyle like we were talking earlier.
Yep.
And then I saw how much more money you could make on the entrepreneurial side. So that's the side that I went with. My cousin, personal training stuff. I went to Kansas City, so I didn't know anybody. Like we were talking earlier, you said
Yeah.
after you got done, you said it was kind of like shooting fish in a barrel to get clients and stuff. It was pretty easy. And so
Very easy.
go ahead and talk about because your mom owned the gym, correct? You had
Yeah.
not,
Not it, so she was more like I call her my fitness mom. She wasn't my biological
okay.
mother. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. But is that where you first started at? Was
So
at her
no,
gym?
I first started cousin on the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, my cousin.
So you come over from playing basketball, COVID hits, and then you go to your cousin's gym and start doing some personal training.
Oh, no, so I was training there before. So
Got it.
while I was training myself to get ready to go play professional, I was still training out of his gym, helping with clients and members because I think at the time it was a membership based gym,
Got
but he still had clients. So I was training members and clients. Then after the pandemic, and I stopped playing ball, that's when I went to my mom, gym mom.
Very nice, very nice. And that was a nice little setup. And now when you first started, what would you say when you first started personal training, the biggest shock or the most unexpected thing was that you realized when you first started personal training?
The
Because
biggest
I can
shock.
tell you this, most of these trainers, they just like working out. They're
Yeah,
not really personal trainers. They just
right.
like to work
True,
out
true.
and they're in decent shape. So they're like, I can go train other people. If I make them do random shit, they're going to get in a decent shape. But no scientific understanding, anatomy, physiology,
Right.
nutrition, nothing, none of this stuff. And so what was your experience like when you got into the field and what did you like? What didn't you?
I would say the thing that I liked the most was the fact that you're helping people, you're bringing value to people by you
Hmm.
doing what you love to do, and you're helping people with that. I've always said just because you work out don't make you a trainer. I've always said that. People, oh, I work out, like you said, I work out, I look good. I'm gonna start training people. It does not work that way. Like,
That's the problem with a lot of these trainers. You start looking at their background and their fucking experience, and you're like, you just started, you have
yeah,
no experience, you didn't play any sports, you haven't gonna have no education on the subject matter. You did IT, and now you're a trainer. Like it just, yeah, it's crazy out
and what was I about to say? It's guys that's physically look better than I do, but they're not. Training is not their forte.
there. No, no,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, I would say the thing that I like was definitely helping people, man. I have a passion, a real deep passion for helping other people achieve great things or think whatever it
Hmm.
is that they set out to achieve. I have a passion for that. The thing that I probably did not like, especially starting off, was the inconsistency.
Yeah, yeah. General population is way different than when you were playing sports. Like when you were playing sports, playing basketball, you didn't get a chance to say like, "Hey, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to be a little late."
Huh?
Professionally, collegiately, high school athletics is not how it works. And so, like when you get into the general population, you're not going to get the whole truth. Hey, I'm only having one glass of wine, and you find out they're like two pours, right? Or I've been tracking my calories except on the weekends, but they didn't tell you not on the weekends. They just said they're tracking calories, and then you're like, "Well, why aren't we fucking losing weight?" So it's yes, I get it. That's the part that's very frustrating. That's
It
why
was
we're talking.
it's yeah, it's that part. because I feel like a lot of times they try to play us like we crazy, like we don't know what we're doing. It's that, and then the other part is like if I'm training, you're a trainer, I'm a trainer. I'm training you, I'm helping you, I'm showing you the ropes, I'm showing you how to do these things, and then you go get advice from somebody who doesn't even work out themselves, and you come back and tell me, well, John said if I do this, I'm like, who is John? And then you show me what John looked like, and he looked worse, or he or she looked worse than you do. So it's
Yeah.
like,
The only thing you can do at that point is just kill them with science and kill them with research.
yeah,
Because then at that point, it's like, okay. And a lot of times the reason they're going and doing that, bro, is because they don't like the answer they got from you. And
exactly.
because if it's the correct one and that's the one that
Truth
is the
hurts.
scientifically backed, yeah, they're like, well, if
Truth hurts,
that's,
right?
like we tell people, okay, I mean, it really does come down to eat less, move more.
One more,
But then
yeah.
it comes down to things like, okay, when are you timing things? Can we be flexible with it and still reach our goals? All this stuff. But like when you tell somebody something, I had some guys on the bodybuilding team like that with some of these supplements, and I told them I was like the fat burners, and things like that don't do anything. Test boosters, testosterone boosters, I'm like they don't do anything, and they're like, well, look at this, look at that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you show me because these are just articles. They're not even fucking scientific research. The scientific research says they won't do a goddamn thing. So you can send me 100 fucking articles from these fucking jabronis or fitness influencers. It's not
Yeah.
going to change what I'm going to think about it because the science is saying this. And so they still would do it and they still would take those things and they still would ask questions or try to send me shit because they didn't like the answer and they were hoping, hey, if I
Right.
keep poking and prodding enough, I'm going to get a different answer. It's like people with losing weight. You even tell people like, okay, you can have one. You just got to track it. We got to be in a calorie deficit, hit our protein goals, all these things. And then they're like, well, I only drank 4 glasses. You said we could have one if it fit. I was only at 1,400 calories. Well, motherfucker, you're obviously higher than that because you didn't lose any fucking weight. And then your husband told me you're drinking a fucking full pour. And so 4 servings that are full pours turns into fucking 8. You know what I'm saying?
Now
So like
you're in the
way
surplus.
different calorie.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're in a surplus. Or maybe we're just at maintenance and you're just staying
Man.
the same. So yeah, so that's the frustrating part with that. Well, that's awesome, man. That's one of the things that I love about personal training too, is helping people. I tell people like changing their confidence. I had a couple individuals, males and females in Kansas City where they were having trouble in the dating game and stuff like that. We dropped 20, 30 pounds and boom, they got a girlfriend right away, boyfriend right away. Since they never had one, they also got married right away, all that type of stuff. Well, go ahead, buddy. I'm going to we'll close out here real quick. This has been awesome getting to know you. Go ahead and talk a little bit about your training style, your training philosophy, what you did up there in Georgia, and then tell us what you're going to be transitioning to down here as you come down to Florida and what your future aspirations and expectations for you and your business are.
Well, my training style is a little, I don't want to say it's unorthodox, but I'm one of those trainers who, like, when I'm training you, I like to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I like to joke. I like to, clown a little bit here and there. But I'm also here to let you know, like, even with all of that, I'm going to push you. I'm going to help you get better. And I don't do the excuses, the complaining, all the whining. You can do all that all day long. I'm going to push you past whatever limitations that you may think you have. I think that's my gift. Like, I can make something tough be fun, but still be beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, and I did great. I did really well up from my hometown in Georgia and Brunswick. And now moving down to Tampa Bay, I mean, I just look to just expand on that. Really, my ultimate goal overall, I want celebrity clients. Like, that's what it is. Obviously, I want my own gym one day. If God willing, I'll have my own gym. But celebrity clients, helping train big names. I don't know what that's about, but that's something I've always wanted to do. Like, even when I first started, like, I want to start training celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for moving was, I mean, obviously I was doing well in my hometown, but at some point I just like competition in a sense, like moving to a bigger area where I can learn more, I can truly grow and really expand, get, soak up more knowledge from people who are either doing better than I am or higher levels or whatever the case is. Not comparing myself, but I can learn. Yeah, I can learn from them. Even a guy like yourself, learn from people like you guys and grow and become a better version of what I already am.
And go ahead and tell everybody what kind of services you're providing right now. I know you've got an online version of your training. You've got the studio that we're sharing together here in the Clearwater Largo area. Go ahead and give them what you're offering and how they can get a hold of you for coaching and for training, or how they can come see us at the studio and get with you and all that stuff.
Well, right now I'm offering, in-person training here in the Largo Clearwater area, or even just the Pinellas County, because you can come from anywhere in this area to come train for in-person. I am doing virtual right now. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know how much longer I'll be doing virtual. So, but I am doing virtual right now, so you can get that as well. I'm also doing my own little online training thing. You guys can reach me on Instagram. It's Jaquan C Brown. That's JQUAN C Brown. You can reach me on Facebook. It's Quan Brown.
Well, that's awesome, buddy. And I'm looking forward to getting to do more content. We're going to start filming more and talking more
Yes, sir.
about fitness stuff. There's so much bad advice. And again, we can talk more off camera about this, but so much bad advice with training and nutrition. So I want to do some videos where we break down some of these videos and claims. I mean, there's some crazy stuff from people like Gary Braca. There's a bodybuilding guy that calls people out for bad form, but even in reality, like under the circumstance, like certain
movements
like
are okay to
well, like he was getting on this guy he overextended in his deadlift, and then he was bouncing the deadlift off the ground. But it was also like fucking 600 pounds, and the guy was like number 2 in the world for the open bodybuilding. So Mr. Olympia, he got second, and he won it one year. So the thing is, like at certain points when you're at that heavy a weight, you can bounce it and you can do things like that and still see a benefit. Now, if you lighten it up and the weight's lighter, yeah, you don't want to be bouncing that shit. You want it slow and controlled. But I do want to get on and start breaking down. A lot of people are debunking the nutrition stuff.
I'm comfortable with it all.
Okay, cool.
I've always wanted to kind of voice my opinion on where fitness is now. Fitness is a $1 billion industry, is booming. But like you said, there's a lot of misinformation, and people they're so connected and tuned into, I guess, what looks good and what sounds good rather than what is good. So I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the problems with the like you were saying earlier. Some of the guys, like right now, I'm in my off season, so I'm like 215, 220, and I'm only 5'8", so like I'm puffier, I'm bigger, more body fat. But these guys that are in better shape than sometimes are girls, and people are like, oh, well, they're in really good shape, so they must know what they're talking about. Fuck, when I get in season, I'm in way better shape than these people.
Right,
So like,
right.
you can't judge people's coaching and knowledge off of how they look, but that's what a lot of these people fall for. Just like with the marketing, with the commercials and TV, the foods and clothing and all this shit. So that's the thing, is like I would love to get on. I've got a lot of videos saved up. I've been filming myself talking about these videos and debunking them. But if we can get on and tag team them, even have a little debate on some of them if we have different views, but we'll get on and start shooting some more content. Anything else that you want to say to everybody before we hop off here?
Nah, y'all just stay tuned because got some good stuff. Good stuff coming.
Big things coming. Big things coming.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, brother, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.